Hello guys, welcome to the last one of my builds for Diablo 4 beta. This one is going to be for Druid, and it's going to be the one that I will be using in this beta. In this open beta, I used the Barbarian one on my closed beta run. I'm going to use the Druid, this one for my closed beta run. This one focuses a bit on Overpower and on Fortify. But you'll be using basically the Werebear form a lot on all these skills that I've chosen here. The idea is relatively simple. You are focusing on getting a large fortified life pool. You use a lot of stuns, lots of knockdowns to prevent enemies from damaging you, and you are triggering Overpower to deliver high damage pulverize blows. That's basically the gist of this build. So let's start with the basic tree. You're going for maul, where you are shifting into a werebear and you are mauling enemies in front of you. You'll take enhanced maul, which means that if an enemy is hit with maul, you get to fortify, and while maul, you have also a chance to knock them down. As I said before, it's gonna focus on knocking down enemies, stunning them, and you doing a lot of damage with overpower from your pulverize, and you are straight relatively tanky with your fortified life pool. As we go into the art of the build, which is shifting into a werebear and slamming the ground, dealing 52.5% damage to running enemies with pulverize. Enhanced pulverize, which means that you'll overpower every number of seconds while you remain healthy. That's why you want to have fortify. You want to remain healthy, so it will always pulverize, will always overpower. Raging pulverize also will stun enemies that are overpowered with pulverize. You also take predatory instinct, which means that increased critical chance against close enemies, which you'll be when you are using the werebear form, is increased by 3%, and then Iron Fur, you'll gain 9% damage reduction, while in werebear form, you'll always be in werebear form, when on maul, on pulverize, and on the other ones that I've chosen. So you always have this 9% damage reduction, along with the fortify that you get from maul and other skills. You'll also choose Earth and Bulwark. Earth and Bulwark, you'll get a barrier that absorbs 10% of your base life in damage, and the rocks will surround you. You also choose Enhanced, making you unstoppable so you can PCC it, and preserving Earth and Bulwark, which will grant you Fortify. So you're getting barrier, you're getting Fortify, you are pretty tanky, you are stunning, you are knocking down enemies, and you are also overpowering them, and getting Pulverize, of course, on them. Debilitating Roar. Once again, shift into werebear. You basically will reduce incoming damage from enemies by 50% for 4 seconds. Also fortifies, debilitating roar, and also heals you for 4% of your maximum life each second that you are using debilitating roar. So you're basically, all the build is very tanky, and then you get all the damage by knocking down, by stunning enemies, and using overpower on. As you are almost untouchable, you always overpower them with pulverize and then stun them. Then we don't use anything on companion, we go into trample. Trample, you'll become unstoppable again, more CC, you'll deal damage and knock them back, also deal double bonus damage. This will be reduced for each enemy hit after the first, and it will also give you more fortify. We'll also use Mending, which will receive more healing from all sources, and Provocation when you are in werebear form, which is all the time. Your next skill will overpower, so you are always granted an overpower on your pulverize. You are also granted barrier, fortify. You are basically super tanky, so you always have you are basically impossible to kill. With ultimate, you go with Grizzly Rage, you shift again into a werebear, you gain bonus damage, damage reduction, and this damage bonus is increased by 2% each second that you are on werebear form. And then go into Prime, Grizzly Rage, which means that you also can't be CC'd, and Supreme Wizard Rage, which will grant you even more Fortify. With all this Fortify, with all these barriers, it's really hard, and this additional healing, it's really hard for enemies to kill you, and you are doing tons of damage. That's why I put here some aspects. I think I forgot one, because you get in barrier, so I would also choose, is it this one? Yeah, this one. Yeah, I think that's it. So, you get Aspect of Nature Savagery, which means that Werewolf skills function as Storm skills and Werebear skills function as Earth skills for the Nature Fury's key passive. It's one that to take, although it's not the most relevant one. It's one that you can take as well, it works well. You have also your core skills deal up to percentage increase damage based on your amount of Fortify. This one is pretty fucking big. I would recommend to get this one because you have tons of Fortify with this build. With all this Fortify, you'll deal tons of damage with your pulverize. It's really insane if you get this aspect, and you can get it on dry steps. Conceited aspect, so there's no excuse for not getting this one. Conceited aspect, you deal increased damage while you have a barrier active. This is good. You are doing, I think it's with Iron Fur. No, with Earth Bulwark, you are getting barrier. So this one is good. It will mean that while you have Earth and Bulwark, you are dealing more damage. If you get this one and this one, you are just insane amounts of damage, like these two alone. Then you have Rapid Aspect. This is a good one. It just increases your attack speed. It's good for Maul, for Pulverize. Hunter Zenith, you get a bonus when you kill with the Shapeshifting skill. You always be using Werebear, so you're, which means that you'll get healed when the damage is first dealt. You also get Insatiable Fury, which means that Werebear is now your tier form and you gain +2 ranks to all Werebear skills. Now, I'm saying, if you get Conceited Aspect, Aspect of Retaliation, and Insatiable Fury, you are pretty set, nobody can touch you. Tons of damage, you can't be touched with all these skills, and then you also gain +2 to all Werebear skills, which means 3 Pulverize, which means 3 Debilitating Roar, 3 Earth and Bulwark, 3 Maul, 3 Trample. That's insane, that's literally insane amount of damage. You also can get this one, which is basic skills grant damage reduction for an amount of seconds, so you are even tankier. But I would focus on Retaliation, Conceited Aspect, Insatiable Fury. These ones, I don't think you can get Insatiable Fury on these on the current beta, but if you could, that's insane. I would focus just on these two, which you can get right now. That's gonna be it. This is gonna be the build that I'm gonna use. Let me know any comments, any questions. I'll also post the build on the description of the video. And I hope you enjoy Diablo for open beta. See you on the next one, guys. Bye.